Hey everyone, this is BuzzRod, and today we are reviewing a mobile RTS game called RTS Siege Up. Now, this is a game that is only available at the moment on Android, and it was released sometime in mid-2020 of this year, and it is currently a very small development team behind this. I believe they are Russian, and it is free to play, and it's currently ad supported. So the ads are shown only when you are creating a skirmish game, such as at the moment right here, and when you start the game you play an ad. The other way is when you restart a level from the campaign. Which is fair enough because it doesn't really interrupt your gameplay. It's before or like after a game you play, which is nice enough. So the current features of this game are the campaign. So when you first open the game, you are greeted with a tutorial, and then you have to do the tutorial first. You learn the basics of the game, such as building workers and moving your troops. So there are currently 19 missions in total. The missions aren't actually they don't really have like a linear storyline. There's just a bunch of different scenarios. You can see I haven't actually played all of them yet, but as you progress you get to use more units and buildings. So let's go into a game, and I'll show you what it's like. So I'm just going to start a new game, and we're just going to add some bots, and we're going to do a 2v2. So I'm red at the bottom right, bottom left I mean. So when you start off in the game you have your city hall, and you basically start building your peasants or your workers. So these workers can do two things. They can chop wood and collect wood, or they could work in farms and basically gather food. So I'm going to build a farm right here, and with the building in this game it's basically instantaneous. So once you can afford it, you could drop it down somewhere that is buildable, and it'll just erect itself up. The repair in this game doesn't actually use workers, so you repair a building when it is damaged by clicking on it, and there'll be a prompt, well, like an icon here. You click on it and it'll show you the repair cost, and you can just repair it instantaneously. The only thing is there has to be no enemy units nearby for that to happen, and the same thing a similar thing happens when you are building. So you cannot build a building when there's enemy units nearby. So I'm just going to build a house. There it is. Houses increase your population cap. So on the top right here you can see our population is 2 out of 20. We're going to get more workers. And so two of the resources you can gather are using workers. The workers here can work at the farm, so two of them can go at a farm at a time, and the trees are chopped down by the workers. The other two resources, gold and stone, are collected in these mines on the map. So once you have control of them, you automatically get a income. So these are mules that pretty much gather the gold or stone, and they bring them to your city hall, and basically you get control of these mines by basically having a unit near it, and then it'll capture that mine for you. So you can steal your opponent's mines by pretty much bringing a worker or any soldier to come near. So at the moment there's three types of ground units you could buy. Well, 3 types of ground troops. So there's the archery range, the barracks, and the stables. So I'm just going to get a archery range at the moment, and in here you can get 2 troops. You have the cheaper kind of archers, and these are crossbowmen. So with the combat here, my ally is blue, and I'm actually not doing a great job here. Blues by themselves, pretty much with no help. So with the controls, you can select a unit individually and you tap again to move them, or you could use this select all, well, selection tool, and you select as you would if this was on desktop, and you pretty much click again to attack or move your units. The other thing you could do is sort of deselect when you have those selected, and the other thing is when you double tap, you can select all units nearby. The thing about this though is that sometimes the selection you want is not exactly desirable. Like if there's 2 groups of units nearby, so for example these blue units here and an archer there, if you double tap on the soldiers here, it'll only select them and not any other nearby soldiers. So that's one thing to consider. So let's build a barracks. So with the barracks, there's 3 tiers of units. You have the cheapest type here with only 20 wood, 5 gold, and the what are these? Like heavy swordsmen. So they have like different health. There's attack against units and buildings. So the other thing is you can have defensive structures such as this watchtower here, and you could building in this game is only limited to an area around your base, so you can't build stuff that is too far away from your base. For example, if you notice I'm trying to build a house out there, it doesn't work. So it's only like within a certain range of your town hall, basically. So other units you could buy is the ships, but we don't have any water in this map, and siege units. So this is the workshop, and you can build a catapult and a ballista from this building. So I'm just going to place this down, and the catapults and ballistas I believe are good against buildings. So here's a ballista, and I'm going to try and put them on walls. So that's a cool defensive feature of this game. You can have well, actually the walls aren't exactly implemented yet, so it's only a special thing on this map where you could put your units on top of these walls as a defensive mechanism. So I believe this should work with units as well, so if you could put archers on top of these walls. But this is pretty much based on this map only. So currently you can't build any walls, so this is just a feature of this map. And the last thing you could build is a market. So a market is used to exchange goods. You can buy and sell any excess goods that you have. So for example, if you wanted some more, so at the moment I have a fair bit of wood. I could sell that and exchange it for some stone, which I'm low on, so I can buy extra stone. So one of the things you could do is you can rally your troops to a certain location after they spawn. So for example, the stables here, the archery as well, I could set the rally point and select the place I want to put it. So I'm just going to do that for every building I have. So you can build multiple of these facilities. so you can have multiple archery ranges, for example. So I'm going to build another archery range right here, and we are going to build some units. Going to set the rally point again. Alright, so my ally needs a bit of help at the moment. They're under attack. I'm just going to bring my army in and hopefully try and help them out. I don't think we're going to make it though, because there's quite a lot of enemy troops. So I don't think this is going to go well, and my allies' town hall is basically destroyed, so they can no longer collect wood or food. Yeah, this is pretty much game over for me. But yeah, that's sort of what it's like to play this particular game. Now I'll go into a campaign and show you a sample mission. This mission does have a shipyard, so we're going to play that one to show you what the ships are like. Okay, so there's a bit of dialogue at the beginning of some of these missions. So this shipyard, you can buy two things. You can get a fishing vessel which collects fish, and that gives you food. And the other thing is a ship, which is a attack unit, and that basically attacks these arrows, and it can hit any land units, including buildings and other ships. So at the moment we have one stone mine and one gold mine. What we can do is, I believe there is a gold mine somewhere over here. We can try and capture it to get more income of those two resources. So you can sort of see it right there through the fog of war. So it is now captured, and we are now getting these resources. So I'm going to build a tower, and this is actually quite a strong building. So it has a lot of health, like 1,500, and it does 20 attack, which is really good against pretty much most units, including ships as well. So I have enough for a ship. I'm going to build one right now, and I'm sure there's the enemy will attack with their own ships at some point. I'm just going to put another tower right here as a defensive measure. So here comes the enemy ship. We should be able to win this because we have the tower and a ship attacking it at the same time. Okay, so here they come with some of the enemy troops. I'm going to move my fishing boat away so it doesn't get hit. I'm going to use my ship to attack these archers. So you can see the ship is actually quite strong as well. It's taking down these archers fairly quickly, and it's still got like over half its health left, and considering that I was attacking the other ship, it is quite a strong unit, considering how much health it has and how much damage it has. Same thing with these towers. So I feel like the cost of these units, like the ship, should be increased as well as the tower. It's just really good and really hard to take down as well. So I think these two units need a bit of a nerf with just a higher cost. So you can see right now I don't even have any land units. It's literally just my ships and my tower here that's pretty much defending all the attacks so far. And you can repair it right here with the screen, and you pretty much instantly repair it. The other thing is you can't really heal any units at the moment, so any of these units that are damaged, they pretty much are like that until they are destroyed, and same thing with the land units as well. So there is a maximum resource cap of 500, seems for each resource. So workers in this game can attack as well, but they're not very strong and they die quite easily. So the developer of this game is currently working on the map editor and being able to share maps so other players can also play the map that you create. And they're also working on making this game available on iOS. Other features I'd like to see would be to have online multiplayer, and that would be really good for keeping the player base active, just so that when you complete all the missions and you don't want to just play against bots like this, it'd be really good to just be able to play with humans as well. So this game isn't like fully complete, there's still development happening on it, but in its current state I would recommend playing it just for the missions. There's quite a few already, like 19 of them, so that's quite nice. Even though there's one faction in the game only, that's still alright. Yeah, I think if you're interested in these types of games, this is definitely worth playing. I hope you enjoyed this review, and please subscribe to help grow my channel.